Letting go of the narcissist that you love. Kayla tried to leave me multiple times. The problem was she couldn't actually do it. She couldn't actually leave me. Mainly because she loved me. She cared about me. She had so much of her time, her energy, everything that had been invested into me. So as a result, she didn't know how to leave. She didn't even know how that was even possible because she didn't know what the future would hold. How could it be possible for her to leave? What would that actually look like? Where would she go? What would she do? How would she provide for herself? All of these questions plagued her mind and more every time she thought about, do I actually leave him? There's this piece that you struggle with of, do I actually leave my narcissist? How do I leave my narcissist? How do I actually let go of the narcissist in my life? This is a piece that my wife struggled with for such a long period of time. Even though I kept showing up in a way, they kept lying, they kept cheating, they kept emotionally abusing and manipulating her over and over and over again. You might find yourself inside of this piece where you feel crazy, where you feel obsessed, where you feel like you want to leave, but you can't. You want to move, but you can't. You want to get free, but you can't. Letting go of the narcissist is one of the hardest things that you will ever do in your entire life. This is something that my wife found out. There was multiple times where she would get pissed off and she would get to a place where she'd think, no more, this is not going to happen. And I'd seen her multiple times pack up a bag, get the bag, put it in the car, and drive off, knowing that she would be back in just a couple hours. Because of the simple fact that I knew that she wouldn't stay away, simply because I had that much confidence in who I was and how I was showing up, saying, oh, she's just going to come back because she's never going to leave me. I didn't think that it was even going to be possible. I didn't think that she was going to leave me. I didn't think that she could or that she would. The narcissist in your life thinks the same thing. He doesn't think that you have the ability to be able to leave him. He doesn't think that you have the ability to actually let go of him because he's got his arms and hands wrapped around your heart, wrapped around your soul even, like telling you, making you think that you're someone special when in reality he's treating you like you're a piece of shit. Like he's hurting you, he's abusing you, he's keeping you stuck mentally and emotionally for such a long period of time, and you don't know how to actually let go. Letting go is one of the scariest concepts that anyone can do on any aspect. It could be letting go of control of your life, letting go of control and letting God take over, letting control and actually going through a healing process. So many pieces of letting go can be extremely scary, extremely frightening of how do I actually do this? Is it possible? What happens when I let go? The most people, when they're thinking about letting go from a narcissist, they're worried about how he's going to react, how he's going to respond, where you're going to go, what you're going to do, what life will be like, and does your life still function the same without him? The thing you need to realize is many of you right now, if you took a very factual inventory list of your life currently right now, you'd realize that you're doing 90 to 100% of all the work. He's doing hardly any. And there's this fear inside you that says, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills, how I'm going to survive, how I'm going to take care of the kids, how I'm going to focus on me. I don't know how I'm going to do all these things. But if you really looked at it right here, right now, you could probably see that the majority of all those things you're already doing. You're already fulfilling the majority of the household needs. You're fulfilling the piece inside of your business, inside of what you're doing to produce and have a legacy for your kids. You're fulfilling every single piece already because he's not really doing that much. Different narcissists, different types of narcissists. He might be doing a lot, he might be doing little. Either way, let's look at you. Because you are the only one that we can work with. You're the only one that's actually showing up here today, even inside this video, saying, hey, I want to heal, grow, change, and develop. And if that's not what you want, then this isn't the place for you and go find another channel. Because I only want to work with people that actually want to heal, not people that are stuck. Not people that are stuck in a place where they're unwilling to do what's required to actually grow, change, heal, and develop. And doing what's required doesn't involve saying, oh, you have to go no contact right here, right now. It doesn't involve certain steps or certain standards that you must hit. It involves you be willing to go all in with you, investing into you, investing in this piece of, can I actually let go and move forward in my life? Like I mentioned, letting go is extremely hard, extremely difficult for a person to let go. And it makes sense because you have so much invested into him. Maybe you've invested thousands of dollars into the relationship, into the marriage, into the house that you've renovated, into whatever it might be. You've invested tons of money. Maybe it's simply the fact that you've invested so much time. And when you look back on the past 20 years being together with him, you think, This has been a huge waste of time. Because what was it all for? It doesn't seem like there's anything actually growing, changing, developing who I actually am. He hasn't pushed me forward, but instead he's held me back. He's kept me stuck. And so letting go is this hard piece that we have to be able to work through. Now, when we talk about letting go, your mind is going to battle you and your mind is going to fight you the entire time. It's going to fight you because your mind and your heart are disconnected. Now, it's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's simply because you've had the abuse and the manipulation pressed upon you from the narcissist in your life. And he's continued to do it so much that there has been a cut. There's been a divide between your emotions and between the logic piece. Knowing that sometimes your logic is going to kick in and say, oh, this is a bad relationship. I need to get out of this. You're going to feel it. You're going to experience it. And you're going to think, oh, this isn't where I need to be. It's going to cause fight, flight, freeze, fawn, whatever. It's going to cause something that's going to be like, oh, this needs to change. But then you start changing it and you move into the land of uncomfortable. You move into the land of uncertainty. How is this going to affect me? How is it going to affect him? What is going to happen? And then we start tapping into the emotion piece, which says, hey, you need to stay stuck. Because you've invested so much, because of the fear of how he's going to shift or change. There's obligation because you've been in the relationship so long. You have guilt in and outside the relationship that leaves you bringing yourself back to him over and over and over again. So we've got these two pieces. You've got your emotion and you've got your logic, and they're disconnected completely. So much so that you might even struggle to even connect with your emotions. You've gotten to a place where you've had to bury and keep and hold all of your emotions in because he can't handle them. He's not willing to accept them. He's not willing to even show up and provide space for you to even have emotions. Your emotions, your feelings, they're all an inconvenience to him. And so at this point, you might be getting to a place where you're emotionally constipated. You've had so much emotion stuck inside of you that he just is one more time that he's going to trigger you and you just explode. You just blow up, and then you look like you're the awful person. Then you look like you're the bad guy. Then you look like the narcissist. And so this process of letting go is going to put you in the land of feeling crazy. I want you to understand that that's normal. He's going to try to make you feel crazy. You're going to feel crazy because you're in a battle. You're in a battle of the mind between your emotions, between your logic. You're going back and forth trying to understand, what do I actually believe? Do I believe his words or do I believe his actions? Because he keeps telling me that he loves me, but he's not showing it. He's not demonstrating it. And that's the piece that we have to connect. Simply because if we don't connect your emotion and your logic to what's actually going on inside your life, your emotion will take over full steam and will keep you stuck long term. Will keep you trapped behind the prison bars of his supposed love and affection without the reality of him showing up to be there for you. And it will lead you and guide you to a place that you will stay trapped for many years. From working with different clients that have been in a relationship with a narcissist for 1 year to 39 years. There's a huge piece of keeping you stuck in the confusion, in the fog, in the chaos, all of these pieces so that you don't actually let go. Now, this letting go is we have to connect the emotion and we have to connect the logic. This is one of the hardest pieces for people because you've been manipulated, you've been coerced, you've been brought through this ringer of all of these different emotions to convince you that you need to stay. And so as a result, you end up being here and thinking for a moment, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm obligated to do. This is what I have to do. And so you stay. So I want you to consider for a moment when you're thinking through this piece of the emotions and the logic, consider sitting down and writing out a list. Writing out a list of the logical things. When you look at the relationship, what is the evidence of how he's shown up in the relationship? What is the facts of what's currently going on? Does he love you? Okay, what are the facts about that? What is the evidence that shows that he actually loves you? Just coming home at the end of the night and just providing a paycheck, those don't qualify as love. So let's get really real about what you're actually viewing in your life as facts. Because what you're going to notice is you're going to have more and more facts about how he doesn't love you versus facts that say he does love you. All of the does love you piece is all from your emotional side. The feelings, the emotion, the excitement of, oh my gosh, he loves me. Oh my gosh, he looked at me today. This means he loves me now. No, it means he's just trying to see where you're at. Because he hasn't demonstrated love. He hasn't shown it. He hasn't actually had evidence, facts that actually support who he is. But instead, we just have words. We just have how he keeps showing up in his words, but not how he's showing up in his actions. This is what I did for the longest time with my wife. I kept telling her that I was going to change. I get caught in something. I'd get caught in communicating to another woman, and I would gaslight her. I'd manipulate. I'd push it down. Then I'd be like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'd do all the things to deflect it, right? But then I'd also think through, okay, if it was really bad, what do I need to do to profess this change? I'm going to change. I'm going to get better. But there was no fruit. There was nothing that actually changed. And when you continue to go back and forth with a narcissist, asking for simple, common decencies that don't change, you don't have a loving relationship. In fact of the matter is, probably most of you don't even have a relationship at all. You're in a situationship and you don't even realize it. Because right now you're unwilling to actually look at the facts of the situation. If I can help you with this, I want you to go to rawmotivationscoaching.com, where I help liberate women that are trapped in toxic relationships. Not just getting you no contact, not just getting you physically out, but changing your thought process so you can actually mentally be free of the fog that he currently has you in. If that's you today, then go to rawmotivationscoaching.com. So I want to help you actually liberate your mindset, who you actually are. If we don't connect the emotions and the feelings by giving you a logical list so that you can actually match it up to the feelings and say, hey, if I look at this, my logic has to drive my feelings, not my feelings with my logic. Otherwise, you'll always be led astray. We have to be able to connect these pieces, because if you don't connect them, you'll be emotionally constipated. You'll continue going through life getting frustrated, burnout, and blowing up. And instead, you won't actually unlock who you are and the purpose of you on this planet. If I can help you with this today, then go to rawmotivationscoaching.com. If this resonated with you, then like, share, follow, send this to someone else to be able to encourage someone today.